So moving on to some recognitions here. I don't know if Brett was able to join us this morning. Not seeing him. So we'll catch him again, perhaps next time. So Howard, this was an interesting photo you had posted. What was the inspiration here? Is Howard out there? I don't see Howard either. Okay, well, we'll catch him again next time. Is Tammy out there? No. Okay. Well, there's a bear.
You're not sharing your screen anymore, AJ.
Oh, I'm not?
I'm still seeing it. I see it.
Maybe it's my fault. Sorry, never mind.
I can see it.
My fault.
There's a bear in the middle of this photo, and I think there's a good story behind that, but we'll catch that next time, as well as this photo. I think she's having some fun during quarantine. Charlie, are you out there? I'm not seeing her either. We'll have to catch her next time, but looks like a little inspiration from last year. This year, they are moving to an Kinetic Grand Championship kinetic sculpture in place. Steve, I saw you out there. I know that your vehicle's in retirement, but not sure if you know any more about how to participate in this year's Grand Championship.
Yeah, there's a whole event happening. The sculpture in place race is really going to be an interesting one. There's information on the website for it, but there's a series of different in-place challenges and videos people have to submit and so forth. There's going to be a rutabaga ball before the quote race. There's going to be a rutabaga queen. I don't know exactly how it's going to work with like trophies and everything, even though I've retired from the race. I sold my machine, which would have been in the race this year, but isn't going to be. But I still have the trophy in my house. I was kind of hoping maybe I would move it on. It's been in my house for 3 years, and now it looks like it's going to be in my house for another year. So I get to have this, 4-foot thing next to my piano again for another year.
I can kind of chime in a little bit on the judging and the trophies and stuff. At least for the art, we're going to be doing stuff that is going to be manageable to ship, and it'll be lightweight. So it's going to be an interesting challenge, but there will be some awards.
It looks like the dates are later this month, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, and online live streaming. So stay tuned there. And as we learn more, I'll share more. So, Mr. Foster, I missed you last week.
Did I do something worth recognizing?
I think you were showing us how to protect ourselves. No? Can you see the photo?
Hey, Greg, thanks for not showing us a picture of where you put the UV light.
You're muted. Oh.
Here you go. That is a, well, okay, so it's don't. I ran a scientific test with a few different cleaners, a few different methods, and really the results, I would have to say, were both, I guess, ineffective and devastatingly painful. Although I did have delicious lavender scented breath for a matter of time, but I did a little Google research, which is how everybody is now doing, or Facebook research on the coronavirus, and found that really that is not the way to deal with it. So I probably should have read it a little bit first. I'm learning. So yeah, don't. And my toilet's a mess now because I'm out of Clorox cleaner. It's terrible. Terrible.
Thank you for sharing. Karen, you've been fairly busy. I appreciate all the photos, and you've been outside of spending some time in your garden, collecting a lot of cool history about our amazing club. And here are just a couple of the photos to give us a little sneak preview into what's to come. But Brisket Blarney and Brew and former or older Taste of the Holidays ads are all being compiled into an amazing historical at a glance. And here's just a little taste of my page, but she has pages for each president and the events that took place their year. Karen, do you want to share how things have been going? I can unmute you. Oh no, I can't.
There we go. Am I unmuted?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Well, and I sent you an updated page last night with your official photo, AJ. But this is a project, honestly, that I've been working on for years and years, and decided that now was the time to finish, because I have all this documentation in my office that I trip over every day, and I need to finish this project. But it was started on a suggestion from Craig Newman that somebody just go through all the past board minutes and collect all the resolutions that the board has done over the years. And, you know, so I thought, oh, that'll be easy. No problem. Well, when I got into it, I realized it would be nice. It would be really nice to have a picture just at a glance of each year of that I could, you know, and I've used pictures mostly that I've taken, so they're not the best. I've lifted a few off of Dick's Sunrise Spirit, and I've asked a few people for some pictures, but mostly it's from my little history of pictures. And I've got about, I don't know, 4,000 Rotary pictures. So it just all sits in my computer. Nobody can see it. So I started working on this project, and I hope that somebody will take it on and keep it up and not have to catch up on 27 years of Arcata Sunrise Rotary.
Thank you, Karen. Yeah, it's amazing work, and it's amazing. It's so interesting to see all the history and the different themes and the different projects. So I can't wait to roll that out here shortly. And I'm imagining it's going to make it to the website for our all of our members to see. So thank you so much, Karen. Howard, I see that you joined us, but your screen has gone black. And I wanted to come back to this photo if that was possible. And I'll try to unmute you. How's that?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm on my smartphone right now.
Okay.
So you like our Grant Woods Arcata Gothic
Yes.
artwork? My wife's a country farmer these days. And I hold the hay fork. That's my job.
Imagine you guys were out in the garden and just inspired.
Yeah, my wife is converting our 2 acres of pasture into a farm with a chicken coop, with an orchard surrounded by a deer fence, with hedgerows, and we're sharing our pasture with community members. We have 3 different people leasing at no cost a part of our pasture. One person's putting in a greenhouse, another person is putting in a garden, and a family is using half of our pasture for sheep, for their sheep, which we just had a baby lamb born. So lots of activity around here. And we also lead the, along with Scott Heller, lead the howling at 8 o'clock at night every evening.
Nice.
So that's the news from here.
Well, thank you, Howard, for sharing. Thought it was an interesting photo, and I appreciate the inspiration there.
Thank you.
So moving on to supporting our local businesses. I picked this up from my sister. So pick 3 and spend $50 to help your local economy here. So what 3 independently owned businesses would you miss if they disappeared? So go stop in, say hello, pick up something, and it brings you a smile. And if half the population spent $50 each month in locally independent businesses, it would generate 42 billion in revenue. And then for every $100 spent locally, $68 returns to the community, where with the bigger companies or big box, it's 43, and online it's nothing. So, and it only takes one person to start this trend. So Maggie sent me this menu from Chris Casaro, one of our caterers that supports us over the years from our events to taste. And so she has boxed meals that I believe are deliverable or available for pickup. And she has a menu that I can share, and it's got quite a few options. So if you're interested, I can forward the email and offer you that menu so you can take a look and see what we could do to support Chris and I'm sure get a healthy lunch. And then Bill Chino sent me his menu, and so you could see what he's offering each evening for $10. You get quite a decent meal. I think there's a lot of advocates out there who've already tasted his wares, and I don't know if anybody want to give him a plug at the moment. Heard the ribs are really good.
I had the fried chicken and pot roast. Both were really good.
He also is offering a wonderful Mother's Day brunch.
Nice. Well, his phone number is there at the top. I'm sure he makes it really easy, and he's super safe. So check him out. And then I found this online. I go to the co-op fairly frequently, and Maggie, Area 1 Agency for Aging, is one of the Seeds for Change programs. I don't know if you'd like to say anything there.
Yeah, we had big plans for this month in terms of trying to pull together some donations for our home share program, which is matching folks who have housing with people who need housing. And so the funds that we were going to receive for this, we're going to go to that project. We are still taking applications. We are still going through the process of working on matches for folks when we find people who want to match. And you know, housing is always a challenge, and it's going to be very different now depending on what happens with the university. But so if anybody shops there, please round up as many times as you can so that we can get a little bit for that program. Thank you.
And thanks to those who joined our first virtual happy hour last night. I think I heard some folks are already, they're picking up groceries, and they're going to the places they've never been before. But Maggie, I wanted to ask how that program was going and to see if you still needed additional drivers or any more assistance.
Yeah, we are still shopping for folks, and we have, I think there's 5 or 6 Rotarian volunteers who are helping us in different parts of the community. We've put, we're streamlining a little bit, making it a little easier because to get information to people, because we have a feeling this is going to be a long-term thing we're going to need to do. So the other thing we're really concerned about is when things start opening up a bit, all the people who had doctor's appointments for the last 3 months that weren't able to go to those appointments are now going to need to go. And while our clients are going to need to get to their appointments, our volunteer drivers, who are mostly older folks, may not be ready to start driving again. So we are going to, we really need drivers for the program to get people to their doctor's appointments. And the neat thing about that program is that volunteers sign up for, they pick and choose what appointments they want to do. So you do what works in your schedule. So if anybody wants to sign up to help with that as we start opening up again, you know, they're typically Monday through Friday appointments, but you can pick what fits your schedule. We really need volunteers for that. So I just want to put that out because these folks they need to see their doctors and they haven't been doing that. So it's going to be a bit of a crunch. Thank you.
Thanks, Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd love to see more photos. I think most of what I'm picking out is what I'm seeing on the media, social medias, but please send me anything that you have going on. I love to share with the club any of the exciting things that are happening out there. I think I saw a photo this morning that Tomas is out camping, so hopefully I'll catch up with him getting away. But please send photos to arcs.recognitions@gmail.com or directly to myself. So the stimulus challenge is going pretty well. I got an update from Sophie, and so far we've raised $6,440. So thank you everybody who's contributed so far. And Andreas put out a challenge. If we got to 10,000, he's going to write us an article for the Rotary magazine. So I'd love to see us hit that figure. Not sure if everybody's gotten their stimulus check yet or if they have plans for it, but if you could spare a little bit, it's all going to Food for People to ensure that we could provide for our local community here. So thank you again for those who've donated. So some upcoming events. So I think I heard about something tragic this week that happened back in February. And so in a show of support, if you want to run, walk, jog in isolation anywhere, today is his birthday. Ahmad, I guess this was a senseless act of violence. And so if you have something to howl about or something to think about, join in, take some photos, and hashtag run with Ahmad. So another plug for the Feed the ER and howling each night. I have something personal. Like my sister's been in the hospital recently with having a tumor removed, and so she's leaving the hospital today. So a lot to celebrate. She's on her path to recovery, and just wanted to share my sister's experience and yeah, give you, if there's a reason to howl, I know there's plenty of them, but just sharing what I'm out there howling about. So anybody else want to share? Sounds good. So just a reminder, there's going to be a 2020 Rotary virtual convention the end of June. I don't have any more information about that, but stay tuned.